Hey, it's Bill Evans here for Digital Hustle TV. And in this video, we're going to discuss the main principles that we must adhere to in order to have a viable business. If we are trying to build a business on the internet, we want our business to be successful, right? We want our business to be viable. And in order for our business to be viable and sustain itself, it must adhere to these four principles. Number one, your business must solve a problem. You have to solve someone's problem. Number two, your business must be able to reach large numbers of people. So the problem that you are solving must have an audience that is large enough to sustain your business. Number three, your business must have the capability of automating itself. So you must be able to automate it. And number four, you must be able to scale your business. These four principles are what is going to determine whether your business even has a chance at viability or not. Solving a problem should be paramount. Certainly there are businesses that have gone on to make a lot of money that did not actually solve people's problems, but they are not self-sustaining. They usually tend to be trends or fads, like the pet rock, which was a business. I don't know if anybody's old enough to remember that there used to be a thing called pet rocks, where people actually sold rocks and called them pets. Of course, a business like that is a trend, and eventually the trend or the fad faded out, and so did the business. So if you solve somebody's problem, though, likelihood is that there will continue to be people who need that problem solved, and thus your business will remain sustainable. Solve someone's problem, and I can almost guarantee that you will be greatly compensated for it. Number two, reach. You have to have a big enough audience in order to sustain your business, to have a viable business. If you started or had an idea to solve a problem, but the problem only exists among 12 people on the planet, likelihood is that your business won't be sustainable because there are only a few people to sustain your business. Now, granted, there are businesses that have solved the problem and there are only a few customers, but usually the price tag on the solution is of such magnitude that those businesses are able to continue to do business because the price tag is so huge. So you have to have a big enough audience to be able to sustain your business and make your business viable. Number three, you must have the capability to automate whatever it is that your main product is, or the main or core functions of your business must be able to automate. Because if you cannot automate your business, it will become increasingly more and more complicated because you will have to hire people. And not that there's anything wrong with hiring people. Hiring people is great, but things become more complicated. If you don't want to get into having a whole huge staff of people in order to run your business, then automation becomes the key. And without automation, your business, if it grows, will become large and unwieldy. And certainly, even with large staffs, there has to be certain parts of your business that you are able to automate, or else it's going to be extremely difficult for you to go on to do what the next main principle is, which is scale. In order for a business to be viable, it must be able to scale. What is scale? Well, scale is when you can replicate the process that you have that recreates your product or your service. You have to be able to replicate it. For instance, just speaking in terms of internet businesses, if I was generating leads for local businesses, and I was generating leads for local businesses in Tulsa, I should have the capability of taking the process and the system that I use in order to generate those leads and use the same system and process, not just in Tulsa, but recreate that process in Kansas City, Missouri, and then recreate that process again in another city, Rochester, New York, and then recreate that process again over and over and over again until I can scale the business as large as I want. So those are the 4 primary principles that you must adhere to if you want to have a viable business. Once again, solve a problem. You must have the reach or an audience large enough to sustain your business. Your business must have the ability to automate, and it also must be scalable. These 4 things is going to determine whether you have a viable, sustainable business. I invite you to join me on my journey by liking, subscribing, and hitting the bell notification so you'll be notified every time I upload a video, which will be frequently. As frequently as I make progress, I will upload and share it with you.